Let's check out Patons Astra yarn. I had never tried it myself. I had seen it on the website, and I was curious about what it was like. And here you can see the size of the skein. It's a little bit bigger than I thought it would be. It's a soft too. It's not like the old harsh acrylic. This is a very soft acrylic. It's not shimmery or shiny like some slippery acrylics. It's not like that. It's a lofty, soft, squishy kind of yarn. It is lightweight. You can use a size 6 knitting needle and you'll get 22 stitches in a 4-inch or 10 centimeter square. Use a size G crochet hook, 4mm. You'll get 15 single crochets in a 4-inch or 10 centimeter square. Each skein's about 147 meters or 161 yards. The care instructions are machine washable, machine dryable, do not bleach, do not iron, do not dry clean. This color is tangerine. Love that color. Love orange. 100% acrylic. Each skein is 50 grams, 1.75 ounces. Made in Canada. This color is Ocean Mist, and I like it. I like both of those. I think they'll look good together or apart. So I'm going to get the strand started from the center, and the way to find it is to look, and you'll find one strand coming from the label going to the center. Pull that out of the center and wrap it around and put it under the label. Get it out of the way. Then go to the other end. Put your fingers in the center, wiggle around, and you'll find a loose section. Pull that out. And there's your beginning thing. I got lucky this time. It was right there. Yay. Alright. So I'm going to pull that stuff out of the way. And let's try knitting with it. I'm going to use size 6 Denise knitting needles. These are the colored Denise needles I got from knittinghelp.com. It works very well. It's a good sturdy acrylic, but it's not rough. It feels soft. It will be good for making baby things or kid things or adult things. And it has a good weight to it, so you could use it for color work if you wanted, for changing colors. It wouldn't make too heavy of a garment. Sometimes if you do color work with like a thick worsted weight yarn, the finished project will be so thick that it'll be too heavy to wear. But with this lighter weight yarn, you could do color work and it wouldn't be too heavy. You could wear it all year round. With it being acrylic and washable, makes it easy care. Of course, since it is acrylic, it's not going to have the life of, not the life, I can't think of the right word. It's not going to be, it won't stand up to time as long as wool would because it's acrylic. So to make it last longer and to keep it from pilling, you would want to wash it in cold water and dry it on the delicate cycle. That'll make it last longer. That's just what I do with all my hand knitted things, because I took all the time to knit them. I want them to last. So I use cold water when I wash, and I dry them on the delicate cycle. Makes them last a little bit longer. And they look better longer. I'm doing some stockinette fabric here, and it's easy to work with. This would be really good for making baby blankets or grown-up blankets or child blankets, hats, mittens, scarves, whatever you want to make. Sweaters. This would work for everything. So just a good all-around yarn. And it's not too thick. Lightweight. I'd say you'd call this sport weight, or maybe DK. But just look at your stitch gauge for a pattern, and then you'll know if this yarn is right for it. Plus you could try using different size needles and see if you could get this yarn to come to the gauge that you need it to be for your pattern. Patons Astra yarn would be interchangeable with some other lightweight yarns on the Yarnspirations website, like Karen's Simply Soft Light or Bernat Softy Baby. This yarn is not as soft as those yarns. It's a little bit sturdier, but you could use this for part of your project, and you could interchange those yarns, or you could use the patterns for those yarns with this yarn instead. So just a good basic number 3 lightweight yarn. Good stitch definition. You can see every single part of those stitches. That's nice. Stick one more row of knit, and then we'll do some garter stitch starting on the back side. Working one more row of knit on the right side. Easy to work with plastic needles. I'm not sure, might be faster with metal needles. I don't know how it would work with wooden needles. It might grip the yarn a little bit too much. You might be happier using plastic or metal needles with this yarn. So I'm going to just knit, see how garter stitch looks with it. I like how bright and colorful and happy this yarn is. I'm enjoying working with it. Looks like it would make a nice warm sweater or blanket, because the has a slight loftiness to it, so it'll fill in the stitches. Knitting well. I like the look of the stockinette fabric. And now I'm going to see how the garter stitch fabric looks. There. Pretty. Nice stitch definition. This will show cables well, show lace work well, show any kind of stitch design you wanted to do. Like when you have those pretty like leaves and different things that you can make, it would show them very easily in this yarn. Nice stitch definition. Has a little bit of a sheen to it. Nice glow. Very pretty. Stitches stand up nicely. So it works well with knit. Now let's see how it works with crochet. It unravels very easily because it's just a nice smooth acrylic. I want to crochet with a metal G hook. I would not recommend using a wood hook, just for me personally, because it might split the yarn. I learned that the hard way a little while ago. Alright. My foundation row is working pretty good. I'm always slow when I do the very first row. I like working under just one strand. It's just the way I do. It's just how I roll. There. Now let's try some single crochet here. My hook is trying to grab hold of the strands from the row before. I think after I get used to how it flows, it'll work a little bit better. And this is definitely the right size hook for this yarn. I had my F hook ready just in case, but this feels good with the G hook. So now let's do some double crochet. I think that you could make a loose fabric with a size H hook with this, and it would have a nice flow to it. But it's not really soft enough for a flowy garment. This is more of a standard, good, sturdy sweater yarn. But it's not rough. It feels good. It's just not incredibly soft. Now let's try some treble. Has a tendency to want to split a little tiny bit, so when you feel it doing that, loosen the yarn and let it get its twist back in there, and then it'll make it a little bit easier to work. Worked a little bit better with single or double. It doesn't really have the width that it needs for triple crochet, so I'd recommend single and double crochet. Now you could do triple crochet with a size F hook. Let's try that and see how that looks. It makes tighter crochet with the F, of course. So you can see how it looked doing treble crochet with the G hook and treble crochet with the F hook. I think the G hook is best, has the loftiness it needs, because it looks too sticky with the F hook. But I still think it looks best with single and double crochet. Unravels very easily. So this would be great yarn for a beginner to practice using thinner yarn with Patons Astra. There you go, you've seen it knitted, crocheted, and you've heard all about it. So now you need to try it yourself and see if you like Patons Astra. It's just a great yarn to have for making thinner projects if you need a good sturdy yarn for. And it's not rough, it feels good and cushy. Talk to you later. Bye.